He took her on.
You ready for this?
Dude, it sounds like I'm about to get pissed.
No. Oh, yeah, you a little bit. You need to sit down?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure.
Because you're gonna see the savagery in a minute.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. Welcome to TDG, the dating game. This is. Welcome back to the dating. Take 9. Welcome back to TDG, the dating game. I had it that time.
My bad. I'm trying to keep it together.
Just leave that in, like the whole. You good? All right. Welcome back.
See, you okay. Okay.
All right. You sure you're good?
Yep.
All right. Welcome back. God, I'm trying. Welcome back to TDG, the dating game. I'm Sean, and this is King.
What up, though?
And we got another review for you guys. Today we're reviewing a video from the Poor Man's Podcast. It's one of his older stuff. I think it was like 8 months old when I looked at it. But it's got some really good topics in there. He's doing an interview with somebody else, another lady. I forget what the lady's name is, but it was a good interview. King hasn't seen it. I've seen, I think, all of it. And we're just going to jump right on into it. So before ado is in any way furthered, let's get it going.
All right.
This is kind of a side topic, but I definitely wanted to touch on this before we end this. And I really hope that men really hear this.
Take him to church.
One of the worst things that you can do as a man is to become a stepfather. And
please, hey Nyla,
oh,
you gotta talk about this. Please talk to it, because anytime it comes from a man, they say it's just you hate women, you don't want to see the community get better. Who's gonna take care of these kids if they don't have that was your responsibility as a mother. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and do the talking, because we've already talked about it enough.
Right, so I want to bring that up because that kind of bleeds into what we're talking about these young men, about the type of women they're going to get. Unfortunately, what a lot of men do, because there's so many single mothers out there, they get with the single mothers because they're very easy. It's easy to get with a single mother because she's desperate. And she's desperate, she's easy. You can jump right in. You don't have to put in a whole lot of work with a single mother.
I feel like you want to say something already.
One of the worst things you can do is to get with one. And so what the women told you men, they said that when you get with us, that you're helping the community and you're doing a good thing. You're helping that poor child that doesn't have a father. You're going to step in and you're going to be the father and you're just helping the community. Gentlemen, you are not helping the community when you sign up to be the father of these women's children. You are not. Here's why. Because what you did when you signed up to be a stepfather, what you did is you made it.
Yo. Okay, this is the world's worst salesman.
Is she though?
I mean, I'm curious to see what her reasons are, because for what I'm gathering, she is a single mother herself.
I remember.
But her argument is that men getting with single women is not helping out those single women or the community in general. That's what I heard.
I think she's more saying that don't get caught up in the hype of the community telling you, the world telling you that you're doing a good thing by helping out these single women, because it's just helping along the bad behavior and the bad choices. When a woman gets pregnant by some guy, the guy doesn't stick around for whatever reason, don't worry, because there's going to be some other guy who will take care of you and your child. I think that's what she's saying.
Huh.
So.
All right.
Easy for women to leave their men, because a woman knows, I can leave my man. I don't have to step with him because I know some beta simp is going to step in and pick up the pieces. That's what you're doing. Now, I'm saying this because my father was one.
Oh, now.
Well, no, she, like I said, I listened to the other day. She's going to clarify. But
Okay.
yeah, she's okay. She's fine.
Hey,
We're going to let her on through.
look, I'm the father of a teenage girl. My daughter called me a beta simp. I did something wrong.
Not just
Hold
my
on.
father, but
We'll see if you change that statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know many men that chose this route, and that's the worst thing you can do. And here's why.
Let me say one thing before you say
Okay.
why it's the worst thing you can do. I do want you to keep that in your mind.
Right.
We are not in certain situations. I get it. Okay, it's not all. But take the information and do with it what you will. All right. I also was raised. My mom was a single mother, and then she got married to another man who had children himself. So it made a little more sense because both people were bringing something to their. So we're not saying it's just black and white, this and that. If it's up to me, in terms of being strategic in your own life as a man and following your own purpose, this is not something you want to do. Tell them exactly why they should not do this, Nyla. Go ahead.
Well, first, let me say this. I know somebody, well, no, my mama, my stepdaddy was important to me. I get all that. So I'm going to repeat the words of, you ever heard of Jesse Lee Peterson?
Beta!
Yes, sir. Yes,
He
ma'am.
says this phrase, and I love it. Not all, but most. So if it doesn't apply, let it fly.
Mm-hmm.
But so now that's being said, if your stepdaddy was the greatest man in the world, then I'm not talking to you. That's fine. There's always exceptions to every rule. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, as human beings, we're animals, and we have certain instincts, right?
Right.
Here's what happens when you take on a woman that has another man's child. That woman will never fully respect you.
How you feel about that?
Ooh, man. Okay. There's a lot there.
A lot to unpack.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's a bomb. I don't know if I can fully articulate my thoughts on that because for what you just said, and I'm going to restate it, that if I go into a situation where I'm out here dating as a single father myself, okay, and I'm 37, depending on the age range of the person that I'm getting into, they are likely, let's just say likely, more likely to be a single mother themselves.
Okay.
As I keep my dating range over the age of 26.
Okay.
All right. So if I, according to this lady on the Poor Man's Podcast, I get into a relationship with somebody that is a single mother, she will not fully respect me.
Depending on the age of the child, I think is going to play a factor.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out if you're allowing me to come into your life and your kid's life, what is it that you're going to be disrespectful about? Are you not going to, and this is going to come off so bad, but is it you're not going to respect like my authority over the child? Okay, which if that's the case, as a guy, I know that I'm avoiding that, period, because I'm not saying that as the man way, it's my way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to back your child over your husband or man, cause see, that's tricky. Cause if you're dating and there's no defined type of relationship to it, but let's say you're around, okay, and you're dating to move to some type of certain status. I have to have the ability to have authority in some capacity,
Right.
which is difficult for me to even say this because I am a single father. Okay. My ex-wife, the mother of my kids, is also dating. All right. There is a person that is a man who knows the dynamic between my kid's mom and my daughter. The expectation would be he's not the father or of, my kid or anything like that. But my daughter, she shouldn't be disrespectful to this guy either.
We don't do that here.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that synergistic relationship. But look, if she was, hey, as an adult, it's not his job to discipline,
Right.
The kid. But at the same time, there has to be some type of boundary there so that she just can't know that she can run all over him and get away with it.
Right.
So there's that dynamic of, older adult, younger kid that just has to be there. So that respect has to be there.
Right. That's what I think she's getting into. Like, she's saying that single guys, probably more so my situation, single, no kids, and are married, shouldn't get into a relationship with females that have had kids. Because it's too sticky of a situation. There's too much stuff to work out, too many details to work out. It's not advantageous for someone like me. If I was dating your ex-wife, and then I got to deal with your daughter, either I'm not gonna deal with her, or I have to deal with her. It's lights on, lights off.
Yeah.
Now, I think the best situation or the best way to approach that is we would have a talk, man to man, and you would say, "Hey, look, this is my daughter. I love her. So don't worry about anything about my daughter. I will take care of my daughter. When it comes to discipline on stuff, I'll make sure that she doesn't disrespect you. But you focus on my ex-wife, whatever it is. So you and her relationship. But I will take care of my daughter. You don't need to worry about parenting her, paying for her, none of that." That would be the stance I would take as a husband. What do you call yourself? Whatever, a husband or a father. But it's different for everyone. But I think what she's saying is just it's too sticky of a situation to work out every single aspect of what it's going to take to be a part of this woman's life and a child's life.
Yeah.
Now, if the kid's a teenager, probably less sticky.
Yeah.
You know? But as I think she's going to go into, it comes down to a big part is discipline. And I've heard a lot of ladies out there, they say that when you ask them the question, all right, I'm going to marry you. You want me to provide for you, probably the 60-40 split or 70-30 split. When it comes to your children, can I discipline your kids? Most of the time they're going to say no. Or they're going to say, well, run it past me. No, that doesn't work. I'm not running anything past you. Not out of disrespect, but then the kid's going to see that I have to run things past you to discipline the kid. So it just doesn't work that way. So either you trust me or you don't.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing. So yeah.
I agree.
She doesn't understand why she doesn't, but she doesn't. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to break it down for you. Now, the woman's mind, she's not breaking this down. All she knows is she can't respect this man. Here's what happens. Basically, what you're saying is this, that your seed, because a man carries a seed, right? Your seed is not good enough to produce your own legacy. So you're going to take on the legacy of another man and submit to this woman and build up another man's legacy. Now, the woman's mind doesn't fully grasp this, but all she knows is, I can't respect this man. For whatever reason, I just can't respect him.
So I'm going to keep this quick about the whole legacy thing. I think that's, I don't know if that's a human nature type thing or not. I don't feel this way, and this is why. Let's be real. My last name isn't Rockefeller. My last name isn't Kennedy. You know, people aren't going to care. I didn't build Facebook. My last name's not Zuckerberg.
Right.
So when it comes to a legacy, my seed, I don't care about that, right? If I didn't have any kids and I was done and that's where it ended, like my bloodline, I had a good run at it.
I feel the opposite about that. I do want a legacy. I do want my name to live on.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, like I said, we have differing opinions on that, and I more along the lines go along with, hey man, look, camera, be real. All right, let me start over. So I'm the oldest of 4. Okay, I don't know if my brother is gonna have kids.
Okay.
So being that I only had one, and it's a girl, can I have a son? Let's say my daughter chooses not to have kids.
Right.
That's it.
Yep.
Boom. Dunzo. You know what I'm saying? In 5 generations from now, nobody's going to remember King Smith, you know, unless I blew up in the whole comedy scene or anything like that, or these YouTube videos live on. But
help us out.
That's why I think about that. It's like, hey, 3 or 4 generations down the line, I don't remember my great granddad. One of 6.
But because of him, you were here though.
Yeah. You know, somebody's lucky sperm won out. Whatever. I don't know. That, to me, I think that the whole legacy thing is just way overplayed.
Why? He's my son.
I don't mean no disrespect, Sean.
You disrespected me.
If you're a man and you respect your male authority, you want your seed to produce your own legacy. Okay? And so
couldn't-
that's now do we cognitively think all this stuff through? No. But like I said, we're animals like anybody else, and we have instincts. And so instinctually, a woman knows, man, this man done took all my kids. Something about me just can't respect this man. And I've heard story after
We made the
story
same
after
face.
story of of stepfathers that took on a woman that had another man's children. And I've heard of men that have gotten abused, not just mentally, but physically abused by their.
Real quick. So I think when you guys both made that face, I get it. But I think it comes down to, we've seen a lot of dating profiles and videos from TikToks where girls are like, I'm just looking for a man who's going to come help me and take care of my kids. I think that's what she's talking about, where she's not going to respect you. She's not going to know why. And I'm not saying it's all, just like she said, you know, with the Jordan Peterson thing. But
Jesse Peterson,
sorry. But there's a lot of times where, you know, they had their fun. They had a child. Now they want to take things seriously. Now they want to, you know, they're dating with intent. Where was that seriousness and intent before?
Yeah.
And I think that's what she's saying about the disrespect or them not taking them seriously.
Okay.
This is my.
That's fair.
Woman.
Financially as well, all the time.
Here we go. Financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually abused by women because you made a choice to take on another man's legacy. I need our black men to be built up. Your seed means something. Your seed means something, and you need your woman to respect that. A woman cannot respect you when you take on another man's seed. And we've all heard the story of lions. If a male lion takes over the pride, he's going to kill those cubs.
Gone. They're
That's
gone.
what
Because
it
Is
is.
that true?
These two magnificent lions, the Matimba males, have dominated their territory unchallenged for many years. In their territory live two prides, made up of females and their cubs. The prides live in security and comfort. 5 young males known as the Birmingham Boys invade from the north, looking to take over and establish a territory of their own. The 5 newcomers cause chaos. The Matimbas flee. The new males kill all the cubs under a year old. This will bring the pride's females into estrus, ensuring the future of their bloodline. It is a harsh reality, but this is nature, raw and real.
Yeah.
Yes, the male lion doesn't understand that. It's instinctual, right? So even in us, there's certain things that are instinctual. We don't understand it, but it's instinct. So a woman knows, wow, this man done came in and took me and my kid and this other dude. Wow, I just can't respect this man. She doesn't understand it herself. But all she knows is I can't respect this man, and she's not going to give it to you. I would love to tell the story of my family, but that's a rough one. Maybe I'll save that, but yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you want to tell it, we got time.
It's going to make this podcast. I do kind of want to tell it because I think people need to hear this.
Yeah, and guys, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet or the like button, go ahead and take a second. Go ahead and do that for us real quick. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you want to tell that story? We got time.
I'm gonna try to condense it as much as possible. My father, God rest his soul, he's passed on now. He died of stage 4 lung cancer. But I love my father. But I would be a liar if I said that my father wasn't a beta. Okay. Now that being said, my father was a police officer, and he retired from the United States Army. So we have 2 flags. You know, they give you the flag. We have 2 flags. My father was an honorable man. You would think that he was an alpha, right? What my father did, God rest his soul, he took my mother with 2 children, because this was back in the 70s. So all this information, the manosphere, this wasn't out back then. Then when you took on a single mother, that was an honorable thing. So my father, again, God rest his soul, he believed that taking my mother with 2 children was a good thing. But here's how my father's story ended. He took her on,
You ready for this?
Dude, it sounds like I'm about to get pissed.
No. Oh yeah, you a little bit. A little bit. You need to sit down?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure.
Because you're gonna see the savagery in a minute.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Ready.
My mother had one other child, and that was me. And I'm a female. So my father's legacy will not be carried on. My mother wouldn't have another child for him. She wouldn't have another child because I was the third child, so she wouldn't have another. So my father's legacy dies, unfortunately, with me because I take on my husband's legacy. Okay? My father stepped in. He worked hard and made a good life. He became a police officer. And now to this day, after his death, my mother, she didn't have to work another day in her life because that's how well my father provided for her. My mother did not give any inheritance to the children. He wanted to give an inheritance to me and his other daughters. She gave us nothing because that's the nature of a woman. I'm scared to death that my mother might hear this, but it's
So if you didn't catch that, when he passed away, she kept all the inheritance. Her mother, the mother kept all the inheritance. Didn't even give any to her own daughters. She didn't give any to this lady. Kept it all for herself. Didn't spread it out to nobody.
That's a mistake on him though. Because
right, yeah.
If it's clearly defined in your will, which, hey, look, this is important. Men, okay? People, I say not even men, just people in general. Have your will updated, okay? Keep your will and last testament. Make sure that stuff, as you have life-changing events, have it updated. Because look, if it's not, and let's say things are as it was because of some prior relationship, your stuff might be tied to where, hey, it wasn't updated. This is who this goes. Like, look, this is not like lawyerly advice or anything like that. I'm not a lawyer, but the whole point of me,
We're not the lead attorney.
hey, shout out to the lead attorney. Go
watch his channel.
Grab services for him, things like that. But the whole point of it is this: if her dad died and the mom, his ex-wife, got everything and didn't leave nothing because he expected her to do the right thing, I don't expect nobody to do the right thing at all.
I do. In the case of family, in case of blood, yes. It's a great idea to have a contract or to have the will in place, yeah. But that's just damn selfish. For your mother, your own mother, to get all this money from her husband, which is your father, and her to look at you and be like, good luck.
Yeah.
No, that's grimy.
Yep.
That's your mother. That's who birthed you. That's who nursed you, who changed your diapers. Right? But when it comes to money, she's like, sorry, can't help you. That's cold.
Update the will. Update the will. Hey, look, don't just say, oh, that's my mom. She's going to do the right thing. So, Dad, you ain't got to. Nah, Hey.
No, I agree with you 100% on that. But I'm saying, like, in the case that he didn't do that, it shouldn't even be a question.
It should be. You're right.
That's just, man.
Savage.
Yeah. It gets worse.
truth. Let me say this. Here's how much my mother respected this man that took her and her two children in. When my father died, he requested that if he got to the point where he couldn't survive on equipment, he wanted the plug pulled.
Same.
To end his suffering.
That's me.
My mother didn't do it. She allowed my father to suffer for hours. And watch this, because she didn't want to pull the plug. So my father suffered. If she'd have pulled the plug, it would have lasted a few minutes and he would have been gone. She wouldn't pull the plug. My mother did not die by my father's side. She went home and went to bed. So my father died by himself. So I'm not saying that's every stepfather's legacy. But what I'm saying is it's more common than what we think. My father died believing that his wife was his everything, and this is what she did to him. I'm not alone in this. I know people say, well, Nyla, you're bitter. I'm not alone,
bro. Oh man, see, this is tragic for a couple of different things, man. I just lost somebody who I knew to brain cancer. Guy wasn't that much older than me. May he rest in peace. May his wife and their kids find peace in the loss of their father and her husband.
Right.
And by all accounts, she was there. She was there when he knew he didn't have time left. And, you know, for as sad as it is to know that you're losing somebody that you love, to be there, I think would be what most people that have love for their significant other, I think they would rather be there than not be there,
Right.
right? And for as sad as it is on both parties, that's empathy right there to know that, you know, you're not going to die alone and you're going to have somebody that's there with you, next to you, you know, during your last time, but even though it's going to hurt them as well.
Right.
Right. It's more important that you're there than to just go home and not be there.
Right.
Holy crap.
That's cold. I'm telling you.
That's cold.
So he
Yo.
had it some way, whether it was in a will or whatever it is. If I'm on the machine, unplug me.
Take me out.
Right.
Yep.
She didn't do that. She went home. So whatever ailment he was suffering, he died from it while on a ventilator, which that means he suffered. And she just went home to go to sleep.
Jeez, hey.
And then took the money and didn't disperse it to your own family.
Oh man, son. See, I hear things like this, man, and I can't even talk. As I get older, let's say I choose to get back out there on the whole dating scene and things like that. I'm gonna have to do a whole facts, a car facts, a life facts. Like, what was your prior decision making skills up until the point that me and you met?
Right.
Because that's gonna tell a lot right there. If you're,
Yeah. I asked this one girl, I'm not gonna get into it, but I asked her, like, so what happened to you in your past, a certain situation? And her response was, why does that matter? Forget it. Forget it.
Oh man,
If that's your answer, why does it matter? Forget it. Well,
do you recall how you felt on one of our prior episodes with Kendra G?
yeah.
I think that's how I feel right now.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. I got you. You will side all.
Yeah.
Good. I want you to say, I'm angry. It's okay. I'll process my anger. I love myself. Woozah.
Got it? Okay.
Understand, gentlemen, and hear me clearly. When you take on a single mother and become a stepfather, that woman cannot respect you. Now, I can give some other stories about some other people I know. That's just my story. But that is the reality. She can't do it. It's instinctual.
Ain't gonna be able to do it.
So I'll give this next story, okay? A good friend of mine.
One second, Nyla, before you start the next story, we have 623 people in here.
Okay.
Everybody hit that like button, first of all. Second of all, Nyla, it's Red Femme Diaries, right? Red
Yes,
F.
sir. Well, the
All right,
film is
can you
spelled.
spell that out for me one more time?
Yes.
I'm going to type it into the chat right now and pin it up to the
After
top.
she spells, we're
Okay,
gonna
so
end it
femme
because
is
she doesn't say
spelled
anything else to that.
F-E-M-M-E. And if I can break down why I gave myself that name.
You cannot.
Oh, that's fine.
I mean, I wasn't trying to be funny, but I mean that was basically the story.
It was funny though.
But yeah, you got thoughts now that you're.
Man, okay, wow.
I mean, I asked you a question in the beginning, like if you would still feel the same way, or if you're gonna keep that statement. Do you still feel the same way?
Man, my brain still needs to really unpack everything.
Yeah.
So her argument and her stance is that a woman will not disrespect a man that comes into a female's life.
No, not respect. You said disrespect.
Yes.
Yeah. So she won't respect him.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm still not clear on the why.
I think it's like kind of like what I outlined before. I mean, like, is she gonna go out of her way to disrespect you? No. I think it's just something in her, you know, deep down, that she's not gonna respect you the same way she would respect her husband.
Yeah.
It's probably involuntary.
Yeah.
Just because she knows that these aren't your kids. And disrespect can be on many different levels. Just like I said, it comes down to discipline. Can I discipline your kids like they were my kids? Nope. Then that's disrespect. Or not having the amount of respect for. Because if you want my resources, if you want me to be your partner, your husband, everything else, but you're saying this I can't do, that's disrespect to a man. You know? So that's I get it. I try to stay out of relationships like that. I've dated 2 females that had kids. My first time, her daughter was like less than a year old. She was months old. And I was new to it. I didn't know. I thought it was okay. And it was fine for the most part. But when we broke up, I ended up missing her daughter more than I missed her. But I'm sure the daughter didn't remember because she was so old. I mean, so young.
So young, yeah.
Yeah, but and at the time, I didn't really spend much of my resources either on the daughter because there was no need to. the second person I dated, her daughter was older. She was like 16 or something like that. So she was a teenager. Once again, didn't have to spend any resources on her. So I lucked out there too. So I get it. When you're going into these relationships with women who have kids already, and if it doesn't work out, everything you put into that is for nothing, more or less. It's a waste.
Yep. I've been on the dating scene where I've dated single mothers. The first couple of times I did, it didn't really go past, that many dates. So I didn't get the chance to meet the kids. Only one that I did, and it was kind of a double date where her kid was old enough that he brought his girlfriend along. And that actually wasn't awkward or bad at all, because we just went to the movies and, watched the movie and, had a good time or whatnot. But then my other dates were with people that didn't have kids. And it's an easier thing to date when you're dating without kids on both sides of the spectrum, in my opinion, than it is to date somebody with kids. Because now you got to worry about, introducing somebody around, or, hey, I can only go on dates when I don't have my kids. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Hey, Sean, man, dude, I don't have anything else.
All right. My bad.
Bro, I feel bad for the dude. May he rest in peace.
Definitely. Guys, that's it for the video, for our reaction for the day. But don't forget, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. That's all we got for you.
All right, dude, I have to go.
Yep.
Push-ups.
Yep, good. Hup, 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 hup.
Wow. Fuck. Dude, I'm mad.
Why?
And I'm mad because, like I said, I didn't know my friend's wife who just passed. Didn't know her, okay? But yet she was there, and she captured the moment of holding his hand one last time. You know what I'm saying? And that's a memory that she wants.
Right.
And she was there, and he died knowing that his significant other was right next to him.
Yeah, and she loved him.
And me, I think most men, while we're dying, look, I'm about to die. It's lights out for me. I know it's going to suck for you, but yet you're here.
Right.
That means something, man. And to that selfish ass,
let it out.
and I don't know if she's attractive or anything like that, or how, because she sounded like she was old herself, so how old the mom is. But now she's got the ability to go right back to somebody else. And
She's probably too old for that now.
I don't.
Kelly, it sounds like she was probably 40, maybe 50 herself.
Jeez, man. Bro.
Which means her mom's probably at least 70.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm done.
All right, cool.
You cannot come on. Watch, I'm right here, baby.